Hello and welcome. My name is Sarah C Langford and we are at Inner Light Evolution. Now, I guess if you're watching this video, there are two main reasons. The first is you've already booked me up and I've guided you to this link to explain how the session will go and the sort of things that I do. And that's really in order for us to make the most of the time we have together so that I don't have to spend ages explaining different things and we can get right on with the important work of healing. The second reason will be because you're just having a look and you're wondering whether or not you want to work with me. To those of you who fall into that category, great to meet you. And also, if you go to my shop page, there is a link where you can book me up for a free 20-30 minute consultation, no obligation, in which we can talk over your needs and what you're looking for and how I can help you. So let's get going. I've been doing healing and working with people for many years, so I absolutely love it. And I really believe in the process and in what I do. Now, I have a couple of other things that I offer which aren't like the healing work. So the first one I just want to bring to your attention is the blast technique. This is an amazing technique to help clear trauma, right from quite small traumatic experiences and events all the way up to PTSD, although I would never diagnose that. If you're interested in that, it's a separate thing. It's not healing, it's not energy work, it's based in neuroscience. And I want to guide you to a PowerPoint presentation in the Temple Library, which tells you all about exactly what that does. The other thing that I love doing are the sistership circles. And again, that's a little bit different. So there's information on my website if you would like to investigate further or contact me and I can tell you all about the sistership circles. It's a beautiful experience of women coming together in healing, and I do them online, so remote, as well as face-to-face, local to where I live. So let's really get on with what I do and what you'll experience in a healing session. So I am an intuitive healer. So it can vary a lot depending on what comes up basically, but they generally follow a very similar flow. To begin with, I always surround us in a beautiful, powerful sphere of protection and light, into which we invite our guardians and other beings of 100% light who wish to help in the healing. So it's all done very safely and securely. Then normally what happens, especially if we're new to working together, I'll do an energy reading. And in that, information comes through from spirit, from source, from the universe, from God, goddess, creator, however you like to describe that kind of higher power, which we all work with. And so lots of information comes through there. And then we go from there, although we'll have had a conversation beforehand about exactly what it is that you're wanting to work on. So we'll be nicely focused. A big part of what I do in my work is with the energy healing. I spend quite a lot of time with my eyes closed. That's because I tend to see a lot as well as feel and hear a lot. And you're welcome to keep your eyes open or have them closed, whichever is your preference. Both are really good. So they're both fine. And with that, when I'm doing the healing and shifting energy and shifting shifting the energy that we want to clear, I'm visualizing it, I'm seeing it on a quantum level. And often also my hands kind of move a little bit as I'm bringing in light or changing things around. So you might see me kind of do waving like this. I also will often pick up my clearing crystal. This is a beautiful, strong healing crystal who was gifted to me to do this work. So I might grab my crystal or other crystals, although I wouldn't say I'm an expert in crystals. They do call me and I do work with them quite regularly. So that's one thing. So there's usually a lot of guidance which comes through. I do a lot of energy shifting and changing. And then very often we will move into what we call downloads. And downloads are a bringing in of new light codes, of new energies. It's like receiving new software. So if, for example, you've never really known how it feels to feel calm, it's really difficult for your body and your unconscious to help you be in a calm state. So when we download the software of calmness, it's an opportunity for you to begin to move into that state on a more regular basis. There are no changes ever happen in my sessions without your acceptance, consent, agreement. And all you need to do with that is have the intention. So if I would say to you, let's download that you want to know how it feels to feel calm, and you say, actually, I don't want to feel calm because I need to stay safe, then your intention will block it and it won't come into you. If your intention is, yes, I wish to receive that, then it's like your crown chakra opens up and these codes come in. Another really, really important and powerful thing that we do in our work together is belief change. Now, most of what goes on for us is actually on an unconscious level, and most of our unconscious beliefs are developed in childhood, although we can also inherit them from our ancestors up to 7 generations back. So I worked it out once, and I think I'm right, I might have got the numbers a little bit wrong, but basically that's about 250 people in your line who you could have inherited some random, bizarre, unhelpful belief from. So for me, for example, I come from a long line of missionaries and vicars. So I had a whole lot of really unhelpful, old-fashioned, kind of basically Victorian and older religious beliefs that I really didn't want, and I didn't know that I had. And it was such a relief to clear those. So we can clear these unconscious beliefs, and we always replace them with much more positive, helpful beliefs. So something else, for example, with an unconscious belief that maybe you've developed through childhood. So as an adult, in your prefrontal cortex and that logical part of your brain, you might say, yep, I really want to have this promotion. You know, I'm ready, I want it for all the right reasons. And unfortunately, you've got an unconscious belief, it's unconscious, you don't know it's there, which goes along the lines of something like, I'm not good enough, all bosses are mean, you have to be nasty to climb the corporate ladder, it's dangerous being seen. There could be a whole host of them, and what we want to do is spiral down and find the root underlying beliefs that are blocking you, that are no longer serving you, and clear those out and bringing much more positive beliefs like it's safe for me to have a promotion, not all bosses are nasty, it's time for me to shine. Whatever it is, that is a really good alternative. And then all of a sudden you'll find that you get this new job and that you enjoy your new job, whereas before you've been really kind of blocked and you didn't know why. Okay, so that's the downloads and the belief changes. I have a number of processes and programs which I'm well trained in. One of them is mindfulness. I'm trained to teach adults and children mindfulness. And I bring it into my work a lot, although not often very explicitly, but mindfulness is great to help us really notice what's going on in our thoughts and what's going on in our minds. And I also teach a lot of what I call emotional intelligence. And it's so important and so powerful to really understand how our brains work, how our thought processes are, learn much more helpful ways of thinking, feeling and behaving to help us navigate this tricky route through life. You know, let's face it, guys, life is challenging. None of us get out alive and none of us get off scot-free without having some really serious challenges in our lives. And the more mindful we are, the more we understand our processes, our programming, better ways of thinking, better ways of behaving, the easier and the more joyful our lives are going to be. So that's that part. A big part of what I do, and I'm very excited about this actually, it's the compassion key. And the compassion key is probably the most powerful healing modality that I've learned. And as I record this video, I'm actually training to become a master practitioner and a circle leader, and I can't tell you how excited I am. So I've learned an awful lot of techniques and processes over the years, and each one has built on my knowledge and my understanding, but this one, it's like the crowning glory for energy healing, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I do quite a lot of work on clearing karma, and for me the guidance from spirit has shown me absolutely without shadow of a doubt that clearing our karma, and karma's not about punishment, by the way, that's way too simplistic. Clearing our karma is the best way to change our lives. And I've been told by spirit, by my guides, that it is getting easier and easier for us these days as the energies of the planet are shifting, actually to heal and clear our karma. And I'm glad they told me that, because I was already feeling that, and it was really good to have that confirmed. So the compassion key helps us very, very quickly and profoundly shift karmic patterns and karmic behaviours. And again, we can inherit family imprints of karma. So it's a great healing for your whole family line as well. A lot of us are here at the moment healing ancestral karma and changing ancestral patterning and habits. If this resonates with you, then you'll know, if you're feeling, oh, yes, that sounds right, then you're definitely doing it. Okay, or if you're hearing this and you're going, oh my gosh, yeah, I get what she's saying and I really want to do that, then my guidance for that is you really need to do it. There's no mistake you're watching this video with me now. So that's the compassion key, and it's really straightforward, it's profound, and it's simple, and I guide you in actually bringing yourself self-compassion. Okay, and we use the compassion key phrase, which is I'm so sorry that, and you open up your heart and your solar plexus chakra, and you're speaking to yourself as if you are the adult. You're speaking to yourself as if you are your higher self, and you're talking to the wounded parts of yourself, and they're often our wounded child. It can go back into past lifetimes as well, which is an awesome healing experience. So that's the compassion key. Is there any more I want to tell you about that right now? Probably not. That's it in a nutshell. So we may do a whole session using purely compassion key, or we may jump in and out of it. It's the same with all of these processes. We just move with what is really is right for you on that day and in that moment. So the next process I want to share with you is the body code and the emotion code. And they're two parts of the same overall process. Now, the body and emotion codes were created by a chiropractor not that long ago, and he was finding that he could help a lot of his patients. He'd basically heal them and they'd go away, and they'd be sorted. Some of them would feel better for a number of days or weeks or months, but after a while they'd come back and they'd say, well, it was good, but it's come back again. And others he kind of couldn't really help. So as a guy with a logical brain, he started life as a computer programmer. He decided he was going to start making notes and see if he could find patterns and reasons why he could help some people more than others. And chiropractic and osteopathy isn't only about fixing a bad back. You can work with anything, because if your back's out of alignment, it may be causing digestive problems or eczema or sleep issues. So there's a whole range of things that it can help with really beautifully. Now, what he found over a period of time was that all issues came under one of 6 underlying causes. That included emotions, circuits and systems, toxins, pathogens, misalignments, and lifestyle and nutrition. And so he's created this beautiful app whereby you click on the one that is the next step in the chain, and it opens up a whole new, let me open it up for you and show you, a whole new series of decision trees, which means we can spiral down really, really quickly to actually the root cause. Oops. Where are we? So there is the app. So I'm sorry, it's got my ring light reflected on it. So what would happen was, if it came up, yes, it's under this one, under pathogens, you click on it and then it gives us a whole other set of decision trees. Now, there are 2 parts to this that I need to explain to you. The first part is that we accept and we understand when we do this work that your body and your unconscious and your energy body already have all the wisdom you need. They already know exactly where the imbalances are and what the problems are. Now, I believe 100% that our bodies are designed to help us and support us. Unfortunately, in our modern world and in modern Western medicine, we're really taught that our bodies are our enemies, that they let us down, that they're not good enough, and they have to be, given medication or cut, bits taken off or poisoned or burned if you're having radiation therapy. But for me, that doesn't make any sense. The Hippocratic Oath is, first, do no harm. Why would we harm our bodies if we're trying to heal our bodies? So taking all that into consideration and understanding that your body already knows where the dis-ease, the imbalance is, we ask the body and we ask the unconscious. And we do that using muscle testing. If you don't know what muscle testing is, you're in for a treat. It's like magic. The best way to describe it is the body makes micro adjustments and micro movements all the time. That's why the police have such a contraption as the lie detector test. They wire you up and you have micro changes if you're, depending on how you're speaking, whether you're speaking the truth or not. Now, our bodies are actually electromagnetic. All that we are, all that we can see, and all that we can't see, we're electromagnetic beings. And what happens is, when we say something that's not correct, there's a moment of muscle weakness. It's like a moment of pulling back away from something. If we make a statement that is correct or that is true, there's a moment of strength, and it's like we're moving forwards, we're moving towards something. And with your permission, when I work with you, I will connect with you energetically, and then that helps me with the reading, but it also means that my body will then act as a proxy for your body, which means I can muscle test on me to get the answers for you. It's the same if you're an adult and we're doing a session for your child. They don't need to be present, but you agree to be their proxy, and so I can muscle test, okay, and get the yes and no answers for that. So the way I do that is I make a circle, I squeeze my fingers together, and then I use these other fingers to push against it. So I put my fingers in there and then I push, okay? Now, if the answer to a question is yes, my muscles will remain strong and the circle remains closed. If the answer to the question is no, then there's a momentary weakness, I feel it, and the circle opens. So we have a yes or a no answer to the question. And that's how we can spiral down really quickly. I also use this for testing for beliefs. as well. You know, have you got this belief or that belief? And there's a very clear yes or a no answer. So that's the muscle testing. So that's how we can spiral down nice and quickly through the Body and the Emotion Code app. The next thing that we do with this, and I don't always do it, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depends on my intuition, depends how I'm feeling, but I do have this lovely little double magnet, and it spins and it's nice and strong. Okay, and magnets, it's really fascinating. Magnets magnify thought energy the same way as a magnifying glass magnifies sunlight or light. So what I do is I roll the magnet over my governing meridian, which is the biggest energy line in the body according to traditional Chinese medicine. Use my thought, my love, my focus, and that will clear and shift the energy in your body. Okay, and then we work through and we realign and we rebalance what your body and what your unconscious is telling us that we need to change. And we can use this for all sorts of things: physical ailments, mental and emotional issues. We do things like really helpful, important things like clear toxic energy. Most people carry entities and parasitic energies of some sort. We can clear those. People carry trapped energy. All of us have trapped emotions. We want to clear the body of these trapped emotions because they cause imbalance. You might want to disconnect from previous partners, but you still got an energetic connection to them. We can test, and it might come up. Your body might say, actually, I'm really dehydrated. You need to drink more water. We might be guided to a particular food or nutrition that you should or shouldn't be taking. So it's really beautiful, complete healing modality, and I love it. So often we'll move into the Body and the Emotion Code. Okay, so now you see now why I want you to watch this video, because there's a lot to explain. So we have a reading, an energetic reading. There's emotional intelligence and mindfulness teaching that goes on. We have the compassion key. There's a lot of karmic clearing, a lot of family and ancestral healing that we can do. We can help you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually using the Body and the Emotion Code. What else do I do? Tapping. Now, tapping is reasonably well known. Lots of you have heard of EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping. It's called tapping because we do some simple tapping on meridian points, and this can help clear all sorts of emotional responses and reactions. It's great for anxiety, it's great for fear and phobias, and so we may do EFT, we may do some tapping. If you want to find out more about that, there's it's really straightforward. It won't take me long to explain, or you can do your own research around that. So there's that. There's also Blast, which is a separate thing, and the Sistership Circle, which is separate. What else have I got on my list? Oh, this is a treat. And lots of my network and my clients don't know that this is quite a new thing for me, and it's called light language. Now, if you've not heard of light language, you may think this is just completely bizarre, but I absolutely love it to bits. And more of us as energy healers, light workers, are now being taught by Source light language, and it's a form of vibrational healing. So we are all vibrating. Everything is energy. I think this is fairly well understood now with the fact that quantum science has been around now for, I don't know, decades and decades. So everything is vibrating. Like I said, we're electromagnetic beings. We're all about frequency, and sound healing is really, really powerful. So I haven't trained in a sound healing technique, but I'm now intuitively beginning to be guided to bring in light language. And so light language is when I will speak sounds or hum or make sounds that aren't really, well, there's not really, that aren't a language that you or I will know. It's coming from spirit. It's words of some sort. I don't understand what they say. Sometimes I'm guided to bring in a translation of what it means. And so we do the light language, and you sit quietly and receive. And I'm usually also doing a lot of energy work at the same time. So you'll see my hands doing various different things as I'm speaking this light language. So that's an additional little, I don't know, new surprise for some of you. And it's a lot of fun, and it's really beautiful, and it's really powerful, and I love it. So I think it's time to wrap up this intro video. If you have any questions, please do reach out. I'm really looking forward to working with you if you have already booked me up. I do offer a 100% guarantee of a full refund if you have your first session with me, even after you've watched the video, even after we've had our introductory consultation. If you go ahead and you have a session with me and you go, do you know what, Sarah, I didn't enjoy that, it's not helped me, it's not what I want, I'll give you a full refund, no questions asked whatsoever. If you want to book me up for one session, your first session, and do a full price, and then you say, that was so amazing, I want to book you up for 6, you get I've got bundles 3, 6 and 9, you get 15, 20 and 25% discount, so big discounts. I'll include that, and we'll reduce the price down again, so it's part of the bundle. Can't say fairer than that, can you? And the only other thing that I would like to say is, it's lovely when I have people who come and they just want one session, that's all well and good, but if you really are serious about feeling better, about making progress in your life, about really getting to the bottom of an issue, I highly, highly, highly recommend, and I really encourage you to make a personal commitment to yourself and commit to a number of sessions. One session is great, it can help, but like I always say, you don't sign up and go to the gym once and walk out of the gym expecting to be totally fit and healthy and ripped. It's exactly the same for our mental, emotional and spiritual healing journeys. By the time you come to me, you may well have had a number of years of problems and issues and difficulties. And whilst one session is profound, I really believe in my transformative healing work. It really is transformative. If you're going to do a proper job, my lovelies, make the commitment and book up a set of sessions. And it's great because you're telling the universe, you're telling your higher self, you're telling spirit that you are committed to make these changes. And then we're guided in a different rhythm through the journey, because it's all guided by spirit, it's all guided by your higher selves. So if you make the commitment to say, yes, spirit, I really want to have 9 sessions because I want to get to the other side of this set of circumstances, then everybody on the other side, all your guides, all your guardians are all going, yes, hooray, right, what we're going to do in the first session, we need to do this, in the second we'll take her here, and then we'll go there, and then we'll do this. And at the end of the 9 sessions, you really will be feeling a massive shift. And I think that really is all I'm going to say to you today. So, sending you lots of love and light and blessings. Thank you for sticking with me and hearing all about what I do. Do follow me on social media and join the community. I really want Inner Light Evolution to be a beautiful, safe temple community, temple space. I generally work with women, but I'm happy to work, if you're a man and you're watching me, I'm very happy to work with you as well, although not so many men do this work. But you are welcome, although I do refer to sisters on my website. Okay, with lots and lots of love, lots and lots of light, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.